Hi everybody, welcome back to our Edith Holden mini journal, mini album, junk journal mashup. Last time you saw me, we were doing this page 7, 5. 5 comes before 6. I'm off to a flying start. And it was the 3 birdies, the robin, the blue tits and the song thrush, and I absolutely love that. I'm so glad that that is in this. And then on the back we've got this, it's acetate there, I don't know, yeah, there you go, you can see it. With the text around it just to frame it. This is a pocket that in the fullness of time we'll put something in. And of course here you can put your photographs, journal, whatever you want to do. So that's page 5, done and dusted, and so we're flipping over to page 6. Now page 6, all these measurements are in my Miss Paint-A-Lot's Junk Journal group under the Files section, every single measurement. So for this page we've got 2 side flips and a side pocket. Okay, that's an oddity, isn't it? I don't know why I did that, but I obviously thought it was a nice idea. It's something different, isn't it? So let's just where to go first? Let's just crease these lines in and get the bone folder out. I'm having a craft lunch before I even begin. And there's a word for that, burnish, yes, that is the word. So fold that in, burnish them down really quite well, like that. Now the question is, let's make the pocket up and see, oh, magnet stuck to it. So to make the pocket up, I'm sure you all know, but where the 2 score lines meet, you want to just cut into that at an angle, right into it, right into the centre, and out at another angle, and do this. The angle doesn't matter really, less than 90 degrees is good. My bin's falling over, oh dear, I'm in a sorry state here. Let's just burnish these in and see what needs to be done. I think this is going to be the last bit to be put on, but I can't visualise it in my head, which is nothing new. Burnish that down. There we go, right. So let's have a look, see where things are going to go, which order they need to go in. So that one's going to go there, excellent, nothing, no problem with that. This one is going to go there and get stuck down there. And then I think we need the pocket on top of that. But is that going to affect our flip over? No, I don't think it is actually. So do I want that on top of there, or do I want this on top of here? I think it's going to look tidier if it's down, if they're both down first. And I'll need to address the magnet situation as well at some stage, but for a starter, let's get these 2 side bits on. So because it's construction, I'm going to use my double-sided. You may have spotted that I haven't tidied up from the last video, which ended about 5 minutes ago in my world. I know it's a day for you. Just to give you a chance to get them made up, really. They don't take forever. It's not really a long job doing these, is it? It's just so blooming enjoyable and addictive. So addictive. So because it's construction, I'm using double-sided and glue. If it's just gluing pages on or something like that, I just use glue and I'm quite happy with that. there's lots of reasons to use both double-sided and glue. One is that if you just use double-sided, once it's stuck on, it's stuck on, you can't move it, whereas if you use glue with it, you've got a bit of wiggle factor. And the other thing is that if I was just to use glue, I have to wait for it to dry, whereas the double-sided grips instantly and I can move along with my project. So, there's obviously enough pull in that magnet because it's still attaching things to itself, so that's good. So let's just whip off this backing here. Pop some glue on it and get that in place. You don't need masses of glue. I didn't really want that bit there, so I just wiped it off. Okay, so you want this right on the edge. And level top and bottom like that. So right on the edge. I've just got a bit of glue there that I don't want. So press that down. And you can open it up and burnish it down. Lovely, that's that. So do the same to the other side before we worry about the pocket. So right on the edge and level with the top and bottom. Lovely. So just make sure that's straight down there. Give it a good press down. Press it down. Check it hasn't moved. Which it hasn't, that's fine. Sometimes if you put rather too much glue on, it will move on you, so just beware. Just, you know, keep checking it's exactly where you want it. So they should line up perfectly, and they do. Marvellous. Right, let's put the glue on this then while we think, the lid on the glue while we think about this one. So I think I like the idea of it being on this side. Like so. I just want to check that it's not going to impinge. Yeah, it is a little bit. I'm going to have to move it over a little bit, otherwise it's going to catch on there. So that's where it needs to be, there. So you can see it's in a little bit from the crease line of there. Let's try it a little bit further in. In fact, let's try it all the way in and let it find its own place. Okay. Yeah, so it's there. It's where we thought it would be. So this is construction once again. So let's put some double-sided on it and also some glue. So double-sided everywhere, down the sides and along the bottom. I haven't talked to you about what I'm gonna what paper or whatever I'm going to use to cover my Edith Holden, to cover my journal, should I say. But I think it might be the wallpaper that I've got in my living room because I had some really nice offcuts from it, certainly enough to cover this book, this mini album. So I think that's what I'm going to use. Be a shame not to use it, and I do rather like it. Right, so that's the double-sided put on. Just get rid of that off my hand. Burnish that down. Please take your time when you're doing this. I know I'm trying to go as quickly as I can, but that's, you know, you don't want to be watching me all day, I know that. But I think it's a lovely thing to do and really take your time with, and select your papers and enjoy it, you know. So I want the side folded in first and then the bottom on top of that. And because of the double-sided, it'll stick. So that's great. Now I can pull this one off. Put some glue on. Oh, one thing I haven't done. I like to just chop off the top corner so you can't see it from above when the pocket's in place. It's something and nothing. You don't have to do it. I just like to do it. I think at the very worst what we're going to end up with is a reconfiguration of an Edith book. You know, if you don't stick photos in it or whatever, it's just going to be a joyous thing to look at, as all Edith books are. But I like the idea that we've got that cream paper card in there that you can journal on without affecting the Edith images at all. They'll still always be there to look at. Right, let's get this stuck in place where we think is best. So I think it's about there. It's a little bit in, and it's level at the bottom and at the top. So I'm going to pretty much stick that down and see if that's all right. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try it another little bit in and see if we can get away with that. Yep. Let's try it another bit. I think we're going to come unstuck sooner or later. Not literally unstuck, I mean. And keep moving this, we are going to find. That's all right. That is just the end of it there, I think. So let's stick that down there. Firmly along the sides, because we've been moving it around, so it may have lost some of its sticking ability. And then down here. Lovely. It's just a little bit of glue up there that just caught my eye. Oh, it's gone now. Okay, so just take your towel, and in this case it's just down here really that needs looking at. There we are. Okay, so we've got our two flaps and our side pocket in position. So we need to think about magnets now. Oh, that blooming double-sided. Get off. Right, here are my magnets attached to my scissors. So that's going to, no, this is going to go in first and then that. So I need something about there. I don't want it where the pocket is, but the pocket comes quite close to the edge. So I want it as near the edge as I can there. It's stuck to the magnets on the other side. That's a good place to keep them. I'm never going to get them off there in a heart attack. Oh dear, you gotta laugh. Right, so I want this quite near the edge, quite in the middle-ish, about there. Help if I had the magnet on. Wow, they're stuck good and firmly onto there, I can tell you. Yeah, that's one off there. Right, so I'm going to go closer to the edge than I would normally because I want to clear this pocket. So I'm going to pop that onto there. And let's just have a look and see if that's going to clear that pocket. Not quite, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. I'm going to go for it. So that's the way that wants to stick. Don't think I thought this page through terribly well, but we'll get it to work. So that's the way it wants to stick. Pop that onto there. Put the magnet back on the top. Fold that over. Press it down firmly. And peel it off. Sometimes you've got to help it stick. Whoo, look at that. That is right on the edge. I don't know if that's a good place or not, but that's where it is. Right on the edge of that pocket. So let's put the additional magnets away before they get themselves into any more trouble. Because they do, you know. Right, so we want something to put down here. Now, I've been sort of hanging on to this, is it this page? It's just, yeah, this page, because I think it would cut quite well into two halves for narrower pieces. So let's just have a look and see what that would look like if we were to put that in there. That's where it needs to be cut. So I don't want to put too much in, just enough into that pocket. So about there. And that would cut at there. Yeah, I think that would be all right. Actually, I think that would be fine. That's actually what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make my mark on my paper there. That's where I want to cut it. So cut it in half down the crease line. I'm actually just going to come over that crease line a bit because I need it to go into the pocket and be flush. So I'm just going to come over a little bit onto that page and then cut it at that mark there. So I'm lining the mark up with the edge of my ruler and I'm straightening it off with a straight line along the bottom of the ruler. Oh, not high enough up. So straight line along there, the mark on the edge of my ruler, and that should be okay. It should be okay. So let's have a look and see if it actually is. So you want this to go in the pocket over the little lugs that you put in, the foldy back bits, and that's going to come to there. Yeah, I mean, I like that. It's lovely. Nothing, what's not to like about it? So let's get that inked up and stuck down. Oh, we're not messing around today. Bob's just realised his dad's gone. Yeah, he's got a little chest of drawers at the back window. He's got a stool by the side of it, so he can jump up onto the stool, and then a chest of drawers that he can get up and have a look out the window. And on the chest of drawers, on the top of the chest of drawers, he's got a piece of carpet adhered to it, so he's comfortable when he's up there. Honestly, have you ever heard the likes of it? But you know, why would you have a dog if you don't want to spoil it? Unless it's a working dog like a collie or a Labrador or something that you've got for shooting or farming or whatever. I can understand that. Right, let's glue this in then. So this is a very, very straightforward page. Just gluing, cutting and gluing. That's all. I am getting quite curious to know what it would be like to use one of the digital kits from Etsy. I am on the design team of Leona Scrap, and I think it's about time that I did a project for her, so I'm curious to know what would happen if I used, you know, a kit from Leona Scrap, for example, to make a mini album with. Can't see why it wouldn't work. Right, there we are. That's that attached. Rub down, rub over where the magnet is. Lovely. So now we want to find something to go onto here. And I have got the other side of that page, but it's too narrow. So I need to find something really, really nice. This is a lovely page. It's really lovely. Where would that be if I were to cut that off? It would be there. Yeah, so I'd get all of that in, which is really pretty, yeah, I think. And it'll look nice, I think, with the yellow from that on there. Yeah, okay, let's do that then. Pencil. So that's where I want to cut that. It's getting quite heavy, that page, actually. Ruler and this will still leave you know, a little bit of this page that's useful for something. Let's just check that's right before I get inking. That's perfect. Yeah, I like those two pages together, they're nice. I love when you can see the page numbers. This one obviously hasn't been right at the edge of the page, because that would have been there interfering, I guess, with that flower, the cuckoo flower. I used to love picking wildflowers when I was a girl. I guess nothing's changed really, except I don't pick them now, because you shouldn't really pick wildflowers. You should just let them bloom and seed themselves. But I have always, right from being the smallest of children, loved flowers. There we go, right. So let's get that onto there. Lovely. Well, it stopped snowing today anyway, so that's something. It does go periodically very, very dark and rains, but you know, I can put up with that. It was just the snow and the hail yesterday. It was just ridiculous. So let's place that on exactly where we wanted. Lovely. I like that actually. I like the two yellows together. Now the insides of these I'm probably going to use cream for again, but the outside yeah, that obviously opens that way. Fine, no reason why it can't. Just in my head it went that way. But I've put the magnet on there now, so that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So what are we going to put on this? Well, I adore this image. This dog rose image. Dog rose and honeysuckle. It's just beautiful. So I'm wondering if I can get that, if I can somehow use all of it on this page. That's what I'm going to do. Somehow I'm going to try and do that. So if I have the centre, it means that page is a bit weaker, to be honest, but and I'm not going to get all of that. I will, I think, get all the text on there. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to have to use the centre as my cut mark and come across to here and cut that, and then for the inner one I can come from the centre to there, and I think that's just going to get that poem in. It's actually, I'm going to miss off quite a lot of that honeysuckle, but I don't think there's much I can do about it. That's as good as it's going to get, I think. So, honestly, this page is so heavy. Must be all the magnets. So let's just slice that down the centre line. Make sure that you keep it straight though. There we go. And once again, where you've marked with the pencil, so keep it straight along the bottom, right up to the pencil mark. I'm definitely keeping that. Let me just check that this actually goes on okay. Yeah, that's lovely. Oh, so pretty, this page. And I'm just going to take the very edge of that off because it's the centre crease and it's too creased really for its own good. Too creased for us to get square. So I'm just, it's a smidgen, it's half a smidgen. It's a smidge. So there we go. So I'm just going to check that measurement again now. It won't have altered much, but it might have altered a little bit. So it's worth checking. No, that's still fine. Okay. So we'll chop off at that line there. Lovely. So that's going to go there, like that, and this is going to go here, like that. Yeah, I mean, I think you can see they're all part of one family. It's just beautiful. I adore it. So let's ink around these two. A bit of a pencil mark there, so I'll just get rid of that. There's nothing stopping you if you want to fussy cutting things out of the book or whatever. I'm kind of going for a more less fussy, let's say, looking book, and that's because I just want to enjoy the Edith. But I will be adding decoration to it, definitely, without shadow of a doubt. Right, let's get these stuck on then. Oh, isn't that beautiful? It does help if you've got more than one book. If you've only got one book, it's I don't know how you can cut it up if you've only got one. I had to wait till I had 3 before I could cut mine up. Okay, got any puddles of glue, a little bit there. I think we're okay. Mop up any glue that you see as you go. There we are. And just pop this one onto here. What a beautiful image. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Okay. So that's all the Edith papers on. Let's put the lid on my glue. We just need to put the cream paper in there. And I don't think I've got any. I think I'm going to have to go and get some. No, they don't fit. Bear with me a second while I nip and get some. So here we are. So I'll take a couple of sheets out just in case I need them. 1, 2. This paper is called Adagio. I can't remember where I got it from. No point asking me, I cannot remember. But it's called Adagio, that much I do know. So let's just mark this where we want it to go. It's a bit tight into that crease. So there, and there, and the other one. There, and there. Okay, so let's cut those out. Guillotine. Yeah, I'm back to working in 6 inches again. Every time I do anything, I'm back to working in 6 inches of space. Ridiculous. Right, so let's chop this off pretty accurately. And oh, it doesn't want to go in there. Forget it then, that's not big enough. Let's see if the paper trimmer wants to trim this paper. Mark there. Yeah, it's Edith. It did this the last time I was trying to cut Edith with it. It's, I don't know, doesn't like Edith. Well, I've got one more, yeah, there's the other one. I don't know if Edith's got a coating of something on it. But it should still cut it. I mean, it's blooming paper. Right, so that's our 2 pieces. Cut some remnants, should we ever need them, which you never know. Let's just check that that's okay. Yeah, that's lovely. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, this pocket I'm not going to do anything with yet. It's just a bit of glue from this piece. I'm going to leave it. It probably will be decorated, not immensely because this thing's going over the top, but it will have some sort of decoration on it, even if it's just flat satin ribbon or gingham ribbon or something like that. Let me just erase this mark here. Is there any other mark? No. So I'm just going to leave that for the time being, and when we come back to do all the gussying up of prettiness, then we'll see what we want to put on it then. I really like that expression. I appreciate it's probably a very old-fashioned expression, getting yourself gussied up, but I do like it. And we actually do use it, you know, for going somewhere a bit posher for a meal or whatever, you know, get yourself gussied up. To be honest, I don't go out hardly at all now. I didn't go out a great deal to begin with, but then lockdown came around and I don't know, I just got into the habit of staying in the house, and I really don't like going out very much now. I'll go out in the car if I don't have to get out of the car. but I need to shake myself out of it somehow, but I'm not sure how. Right, so there we are. Bits of my sponge are dropping off. I must remember that, not to do it over the clean cream paper, because it, if I was just to wipe that off, it's got ink on it, so you'd get ink all over your paper. So, right, we've got those ink. Let's unearth the stamping platform. Here we go. So I want the stamps to be at the bottom of the page. Here's Mr. F back. Prepare for Bobby to go mad. I'm going to have to do it this way. I warned you. I warned you. What else could I do? He loves when his dad comes home. I think I'm just going to put 2 on there actually. The archival. Bobby's pleased to see you, he says. So that's fine, that's come out nicely. That can go onto there. And this one, I'll just select a different couple of stamps. I'll just wipe those off because it is archival and they are new stamps. So I'll try this one and this one. I think these are quite nice. I want them on the other side, of course. Yeah, that's fine. That's nice. Perfect. Let's have a look at these. Yeah, perhaps just a little bit more ink on that one. This is the beauty of the stamping platform. It gives me confidence to do this sort of thing. There we are, that's lovely. I'll just wipe those off. Lovely. Right, take that out of there. Pop the stamping platform away. Lid on the ink. Yay. Right, let's pop this one on first. There we go. Put this in situ. Lovely. Yep, lovely. Let's give it a little fondle. There we go, and then the last remaining piece is this. It's got the magnet on, so don't forget to take the oh dear, loads of stuff's just falling off, including my Timmy towel. Just pop a bit of glue on there to encourage harmonious bonding. We're watching The Big Bang Theory through again now for, I don't know, maybe the third time. Could be the second time actually, could be just the second time. And it's just a very funny programme. Very, very funny. Because Frasier's come to an end, you see. And Frasier was our go-to comedy programme. So we've had to replace it with something. So we've replaced it with The Big Bang. And I'm going to have to get my towel. Quite a lot of glue over there. Right, so get this in place. Pay particular attention to that edge where the magnet is, because that's always the bit that doesn't want to stick. And there we are. Job done, I think. So that folds in, and that folds over, and that's just so pretty, isn't it? It's really, really pretty. So that's page 6. So we've finished this complete page now. Page 5 is done, page 6 is done. So onwards to page 7. Thanks for joining me. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you're having fun with this. Even if you're not using Edith pages, it doesn't matter, whatever you're using. We're just learning the rudiments, I think, of mini albuming. Is that a word? We're learning how to make mini albums, interspersed with a bit of junk journaling. So thanks very much. I will see you all very, very soon with page 7. Bye.